Talk shoes.
Recorded live.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Müvment Boxing Podcast, where we bring you the latest and greatest in boxing news, unfiltered, unbiased, raw, and uncut. We're joined by, normal panelists. Well, some of them. First off, I'll do my introduction. I am Twine Divine Liberty of HoopJab.com. And today, joined by Bernard, the Truth and Facts About Boxing Talk. What's going on, man?
What's going on? You ain't gonna call yourself Victor Newman today?
Nah, not today, man. Not today.
Is it because of the eclipse that stopped the show?
Basically, the whole show was taken from me this week because of that damn eclipse yesterday. So I haven't recovered.
I stood outside and I didn't see shit, and I'm kind of pissed off about that.
You got to have some special glasses for it, man. And
it was sunny outside, but it got cloudy. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I went outside. I'm like, oh, what's this? Man, it got sunny. I'm like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, I think that was the eclipse, the actual sun, the cloudy part. But yeah, man, we gonna hold it down for our co-host who can't be with us today. Of course, Rocky Slop, aka Big Cool, Colossal Boxing Talk.
Big Smoke.
Bo of Truth and Facts About Boxing Talk. And,
Cuban Casual.
Yes, and also the Human Egg Shake, 2K, the prodigy of boxing, who can't join us this week. So, they're going to be back next week. Wish they could have been on this week because, we had some interesting stuff going on in the news, especially as well as the unification belt. Thought that was something I would want everybody to chime in on. But, we'll get it together next week and everybody will be on. With that said, we'll go ahead and get into these topics for the week, man, starting off with our review of Saturday's undisputed 140 title unification between Terence Crawford and Julius Indongo. We had Terence Crawford winning by third-round knockout off a body punch. Man, let me go ahead and get your take on it, Bernard, man. I don't know if you saw anything you want to break down from the fight or just what you took from it, man.
Hey, I want to sit here and say this, man. I didn't see the fight when it went live. I had just woke up from my nap. I went, okay, let me go catch it on the catch a link. So I'm looking for a link or whatever. I'm watching all the undercard bouts. I'm like, okay, it's going on. I get a text. So I'm looking like, where's the real fight at? So I get a text from my guy like, yo, Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. I said, wait, hold on, what? Then I started hearing it, I started watching the post. He knocked him out with a body shot. Now I'm pissed because the whole time looking for a link, I didn't see the fight. So I literally saw the body shot that Terence Crawford threw, but I still wanted to see the whole 3 rounds. Clearly, I want to give credit to where it's credit due. 2K called, I believe, on last week's show, called the fight saying it was going to be 5th round knockout. He called a knockout, but he was only 2 rounds off. I could be wrong. He could have said 4th or 5th round knockout. But he was off by 1 or 2 rounds. But I didn't think it was going to come from when he said it, I said unanimous decision. He probably thought, yo, Crawford was going to tag that jaw, but Crawford tagged that body. Let's give credit where credit due. Gave Crawford the first round. Crawford came out there relaxed, calm, ready to go, whereas Indongo was not relaxed. To me, he looked nervous. His shots, he threw a couple shots, but they weren't connected because Crawford was moving out the way he was defensively sound in the 3 rounds. And if you notice too, 2K stated in the last show that he already had faced somebody with the close to the reach advantage and height advantage as Crawford, which was Postal. But Postal is a little more polished than Indongo. So you notice the punches that Indongo was throwing, they were loopy, very loopy. And when Indongo stepped in with that I'm going a little bit too fast, going to the third round. Moved to the second round. Crawford called him. Crawford called him in the second round and got the knockdown in the second round. I still believe Indongo was a little, at the time, was still nervous, trying to shake the nerves off. But Indongo wasn't fully hurt. He got up, and he still was in the fight from that point. I want to say something about what I said the week before, last week. I wanted to see what stance Crawford was going to fight in. Was he going to go orthodox or was he going to go southpaw? In his fight, he was southpaw. So, from that point, the whole 3 rounds, he was southpaw. Let's go to the third round where the knockout happened. It was Indongo. When Indongo stepped in with a 1-2, Crawford went under that, if I'm correct, I think he went under that Indongo's right hand. Threw that his left and hit Indongo on the right side of the body that got him the knockout. If you listen closely, you can hear that thud when he hit Indongo.
I've been hearing people saying that shit. It wasn't no Roy Jones, Virgil Hill. Like, I was 20 feet away from the shit at the ring. I mean, at the fight.
No, well,
it wasn't Roy. It wasn't Roy Jones, Virgil Hill left, in my opinion.
I wasn't comparing to that.
I've heard a couple other people say that they heard it, but I mean, like, I was literally maybe 20, 30 feet away from the ring, and like it didn't have that kind of effect. Like, I had to look up at the replay to make sure it was a body shot. Like, I didn't see. Did I just see what I think I just saw? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It was one of those kind of things to me when I at the fight watching it live.
Well, I was talking about. Okay, you said you was 30 feet away. I heard the thud when I watched the replay of the replay. I didn't hear it at first because even when I looked at the punch, I'm like, did Crawford connect? That's what I think, because it looked like, oh man,
like, I didn't think it was a punch. I thought it was a dive, like almost like hell. Nah, he didn't hit that motherfucker.
Right, but he did hit him. So that for me, I heard the thud. So it confirmed the fact that there were a couple people saying, oh, Crawford didn't hit him with the right, or his left or right. He didn't hit him at all. He did. If you notice, if you didn't hit a left, Crawford did hit him with the right. But it was in transition. Indongo was in transition of going down, so that right did tag Indongo in the body as well. But that was not where Indongo was hurt. But I'm telling you, Twine, if you listen to the video, you can hear the thud. Now, in the crowd, live at the fight, I don't think you'll be able to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I could possibly be wrong,
Yeah.
But, because we've been close to fight, me and Bo, and you can hear a shot, but I'm pretty sure I heard the thud from the TV, so.
I mean, for me, the fight is going to be what could have been. To me, I think it was starting to build up to be a good fight stylistically. First round, I seen Indongo throwing his left, and he's barely whisking. He's barely missing. I was like, he's going to end up landing that left. He's going to end up, that left's going to end up starting to land. Third round, he starts getting connect. He actually connects and does some things effectively after, getting knocked down in round 2 with the off-balance shot.
Yeah.
Third round, he looked pretty good. He got in some exchanges with Crawford that, he looked like he was comfortable with, and, he actually got the better of some of them, where Terence Crawford actually went against the ropes for a second, backpedaled against the ropes. That's when the left was actually starting to find this mark. However, Crawford was able to come underneath it despite getting hit with it and, counter to the body. So, I mean, to me, it's one of the fights that I feel like it could have actually broke down to be something a whole lot better. I think it was going to get more intriguing as the rounds progressed from what I was looking at. But, yeah, you got to give credit where credit's due. Terence Crawford did his thing, cemented his name and legacy. I can't take anything away from Julius Indongo.
No.
he went for greatness. He didn't waste any time going after greatness himself.
No, he did not.
He didn't have the resume or, the achievements that Crawford already had, but, he knew how important it was to go after this fight against Crawford. So I commend him for that. I definitely agree with you. He came out a little bit nervous. He was a little bit more jumpy. But, I talked to Brian McIntyre before the fight, and he felt like that he just had an off rhythm about him like that anyway. So, that could have been part of just who Indongo is, just the jumpiness.
Okay.
He did seem to have a little bit of uneasiness initially. Even at the weigh-in, I thought he was a little bit out of character, trash talking and all that stuff. So, yeah, man. He's like, I'm gonna make fans out of everybody with my fist tomorrow. I make fans out of you with my fist. He was definitely showing his character.
He was just trying to sell that fight because he's an American.
I think he definitely was caught up in the moment. Like, I think the moment got the best of him in certain parts of it. But, at the end of the day, I think he came to fight, and it was really competitive, and it was turning into an even more competitive fight from what I saw in round 3. So, definitely Indongo needs to work on the body. I think that's what I think I want to tell you with this one, man. What do you see for both fighters, following the aftermath of this fight for both Crawford and for Indongo? Go ahead, Bernard.
Well, I was about to ask the same thing to you because I was going to say that. Well, I think Crawford, if he wants, he has a various of choices he could do. He could, as long as he can make 140 with no problem, run through that division. Defend them belts. And I know people gonna probably say, why? Why gain that achievement and not defend it? If that makes any sense, because we haven't had a unified champion since O'Neal Bell. Shout out to 2K, credit to him, in the cruiserweight division. Take them belts and defend it. There's a couple of bouts I still would like to see in the 140-pound division. First thing, if he does stay in 140, he needs to get rid of the IBF mandatory. That he got to go immediately because the IBF is looking like if Crawford doesn't defend against Lipnuts, it's 2K, then they're gonna strip him of the belt. The IBF is already itching, like they ready to snatch that belt already. Like you're gonna get the belt because if you catch, there was an article and Lipnut said, "Hey, I felt that I was robbed of the belt." I'm thinking to myself, like, you never been a champion, and Dongo was a champion. How did you robbed of the belt? He said he was robbed of the belt, so that I guess he was robbed of his chance of fighting for that belt. But salute to the IBF for even pushing it for that unification bout and allowing Julius and Dongo to go to defend that belt. I say defend against Lipnut. As long as he could, I still would like to hopefully see a Rances Bartholomew versus Terence Crawford bout. I personally would like to see that. Just that stylistic, that Cuban style versus Terence Crawford style. And defend them the belts as long as he could at 140 so he can't make weight no more. Once he can't make weight no more, let it go. Then transition to 147-pound division. And, of course, through Aram, he's going to get that WBO belt, the top-ranked WBO belt, as I call it, against either Horn or Pacquiao, or whoever has that belt at the time once he decides to move up in weight. Then from there, hopefully, Aram says, you know what, I'm going to put you against the other 147-pounders, champions in the division, and I'm going to try to make fights happen with Al Heyman.
All right. I mean, for Indongo, Indongo, I feel like he still could be a top 5 guy at 140. I think I've seen enough. I'm impressed enough with him to say like he could give anybody at 140 a good fight outside of that, getting hit to the body easily and folding like that. Other than that, I think he gives anybody problems with his range and his reach. That left hand is definitely sneaky. I can see how Troy Inoski got hit with it now. And the slowest thing ever, but we saw it start to connect with Bud even in their fight. So I mean, it's definitely a tricky left. His reach definitely gives him a chance against style and output gives him a chance against anybody in the division. So I definitely see him still being a player at 140. I don't think he should let this loss to obviously one of the greater talents in boxing discourage him.
I agree.
This is Terence Crawford. No shame in losing to this guy. Crawford definitely has some interesting options. Actually, Rolando, me and him were talking about that after the fight, and he was saying the same thing you are as far as Crawford going after like some kind of title defense record like a Hagler did at middleweight, or and it made sense. Why does he need to go with the 147?
Don't rush it. Don't rush it. I think
he could further cement his legacy by creating like a defense record at 140.
Yes.
There's still a couple of guys at 140 that are interesting fights. Even though I think Amir Imam still needs to prove himself. That's one of the fights that, people would want to see at 140 for him still, with Adrian Granados.
Yes, yes. Yes, I'm about to say, yes, I agree with that one.
Regis Prograis, those are fights that, he could actually, people will still, entertain at 140 for him. These guys are still building their names, of course, but, those are still some names out there that he could have some viable defenses against. I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen with the whole, how long this unification or undisputed belt remains, considering, what happens with organizations and them making their mandatories and shit like that. Sergey Lipinets already in line, and I don't think he deserves a shot at fucking Crawford.
12 wins, 10 knockouts.
Maybe in Indongo, but not a Crawford. Crawford's way more proven.
Question. I do have a question for you. Let Julius Indongo. Can Julius Indongo get a rematch after Crawford faced Lipinets?
I mean, I think he'd have to go to the process of getting, go through the ranking process essentially to get that chance again. But yeah, he can get there.
The reason why I say that because it was a knockout. It was a knockout in the third round. It wasn't that Crawford was outboxing him. Well, you said
I don't think he was bulldozing him or nothing like that. Like I thought the first round he was clearly winning. Second round, of course, he won because of the off-balance knockdown. But third round, I thought, it looked like it was starting to play out real nice stylistically. 12 rounds of this is going to be beautiful, Right.
So, and I also was thinking for Indongo, this is a matchup I would like to see. And I don't know how any others will people will see, but if you listen to the podcast on YouTube, the replay on YouTube, definitely hit it in the comment section. I would like to see Indongo versus Postal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the two of the lankiest guys in the division.
Yeah.
Both southpaws. Yeah, definitely
Postal's a southpaw?
Fight. I think he is.
I thought he was orthodox because it was...
I think he's actually a southpaw because Crawford fought on Yeah, he is a southpaw.
Crawford...
Yeah. Postal is a southpaw.
Pretty sure Postal is orthodox. Let me look that up.
I'm pretty sure it's positive. I'm positive he's a southpaw because that was Terence's strategy to take away that advantage was fighting in that stance.
We're gonna check it out.
Yeah, man. I just want to say congratulations. He is?
Yes, he is. He's orthodox.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected. But yeah, just congratulations to that whole camp. I had a chance to talk to Brian McIntyre, his trainer, prior to the fight. And he said, Crawford was a little bit more pumped up, just because of what happened at the weigh-in, and that was the one thing that Indongo did, getting in his face where he messed up. So congratulations to their team on accomplishing this. First in over a decade, man. I personally think I can understand the notion to stay at 140, but, I mean, there's bigger fish to fry at 147, and you don't want those questions lingering at the end of the day, what could have been if he faced these guys in this division here and now, Those guys at 147 are, they have the bills to move up to 154. Who knows how long they're going to be around, the Spencers and the Thurmans. So I definitely think he needs to go after some of those upper echelon names in the premier division in boxing, as opposed to sticking around at 140, even though I think it's a good idea. He could definitely do it. But, that's the thing in boxing. What have you done for me lately? And when it comes to legacy, he has it there already with the Undisputed. But the 147 division's always been a highlight key division in boxing. And to be able to do something there, and I'm going to say even outside of the top ring umbrella, getting their WBA belt handed down to them is something I want to see.
What was that?
But I guess we'll go ahead and go into our next topic for the evening. That one went longer than expected for the two of us. But we got looks like Jermell Charlo versus Erickson Lubin has a date now.
October 7th.
We've gone into this already. Like, we talked about this fight already. So I'm kind of going to let people just reiterate what they think as far as the timing of this fight for Lubin. I knew Charlo was in camp already prior to this date being announced. I've been watching his Instagram. He's been in camp already, going pretty hard, even with Spence, sparring with Spence. So, I mean, he's in preparations, and I'm thinking that this is a dangerous fight for Lubin, man. Like, I don't like it. I mean, I know PK probably be under sentiment. There ain't no babysitting these guys, and if they've earned the right to get there, they need to get their ass in there. I don't.
I think PK would say something different. Well, once he listens to the podcast and he'll come back on, he'll probably say, I would think he was like, hold on, maybe Erickson Lubin needs a couple contenders before he goes against Jermell.
I mean,
just like
realistically, that's what he needs because Jermell's been in there against some dogs. I mean, Vanis Martirosyan, as much as you may want to downplay that name, he's a guy that is giving everybody hell that's supposed to be somebody at 154. Lara, Demetrius Andrade, I mean, he's just a tough guy. Charlo has probably the most convincing win out of all of them against him, even though it was a lackluster performance. And Lubu pretty much had the most dominating performances against him. So, with that said, I just think Lubin is catching Charlo at a very bad time. I mean, it's a matter of time before Charlo puts everything together between what he's learned between Ronnie Shields and Derrick James.
Yes,
like I said, he's going to be the more dangerous Charlo at the end of the day. That's what I've said already. Let me get your thoughts on it, Bernard, as far as what do you think needs to happen? Is this too much too soon? Could they damage his career, especially Charlo's, he's starting to get confidence and setting down on his punches and going after the KOs now. You don't want your young fighter getting busted out like that. We've seen it.
We saw that with J-Rock. We saw that with J-Rock with Jamal.
Yeah.
Saw that with J-Rock and Jamal. And we said maybe J-Rock got a little rushed too early, but hey, we was like, yo, this is a 50-50 fight. We thought some of us said, hey, the J-Rock versus Jamal was a 50-50 fight. Is this Lubin and Jermell a 50-50 fight? Well, on paper, for some of us, will say yes. Some people would probably say yes. This is a 50-50 fight because it's a young cat coming up, and he got power, and he's been knocking cats out. And he's been getting them out of there. And if I'm correct, Lubin's a southpaw. So, but then just like you said, I've been checking out the Instagram too. Jermell has been in that gym working with Errol Spence, who's a southpaw, who definitely loves to go to the body. And he's been working on, and so you said two coaches, Ronnie Shields, Derrick James, that both have worked with him. Now he's currently with Derrick James, by the way. If he puts everything together and he puts it against, and this would be the fight he does against, it could be I don't want to say a short night for Lubin because we never seen him knocked down. We never seen him really tested. So that's why I feel like he needs those contenders to see, like a Monterosa, but Monterosa complained about Al Heyman, so he's not there and decided to go sign with Don King. So it's kind of one of those things that you want to. We have to see what happens on October 7th. It's an intriguing matchup.
I think it's just bad timing that I don't want to see what happened to, like the David Reed happened to Lubin, putting them up in there too soon, against a guy that's actually becoming more and more of a monster in the ring. Like, he's peaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just dangerous timing. And, this will be his third camp with Derrick James. He's working with probably one of the – my eye test will say he's a top 10 pound-for-pound guy in Errol Spence, even though he's not on people's list yet. But
okay, well, let me say this. But since you've been with Derrick James, and I think maybe 2K has pointed this out, that his defense has tended to have been lacking. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a thing of him putting it all together. I don't think it's left him. I just think it's a thing where he has to mentally put it all together. I don't think his defense has left him. I definitely understand he's gotten a lot more defensively lax in the effort to become more offensive and, of course, get his opponents out of there. But I definitely think those fundamentals are still there. It's just a matter of him mentally putting, like I said, everything from Shields together and Derrick James together. And, if he does that mentally, he's going to be a dangerous motherfucker. Like I said, he will be the more dangerous of the Charlos, in my opinion, if he can mentally get it together between both of those coaches that he's been around.
Agree.
I kind of wish Lubin would have taken like a fight or two as opposed to going directly after this one, even a stay busy fight, since his last one.
Yeah, dude, because he's coming off, if I'm correct, knows he may have been coming off a foot injury. Nothing major, but I'm kind of concerned to see how that plays out too. Because he was doing some physical.
Yeah,
he was doing some physical therapy, I believe. I could be wrong, but I thought so. I saw on his Instagram, by the way. But I wanted to say this: who would have been if he would have took a stay busy fight or a contender fight? What would have been a good contender other than Monterosian that he could fight right now at the 154 pound?
Top of the head, I really can't say.
I would have said Tony Harrison. No.
Yeah, but who are we hearing that he's in talks to fight against
J-Rock.
J-Rock. Yeah.
J-Rock.
I mean, I would say a Willie Trey Nelson would be a good one for him.
Yeah,
Willie Trey Nelson, that would have been a good stay busy fight. And a good
I was about to say that too. Yeah.
So, I mean, that would have been a good stay busy, a good intro as far as stepping up in competition-wise, you know, because Nelson's been in there against some of the better guys in the division. So, dealing with that height and everything else, it would have seen how he is mentally. You know, it would have definitely proved a lot. But anyways, we'll go ahead and go into our next topic, which is it's looking like we're coming closer and closer, and I don't want to say it's finalized because it's not really. But, I mean, I've gotten confirmation that it's close last week, you know, when I was covering Terence Crawford and Crawford-Indongo, speaking of Bob Arum, you know, Chris Henderson from Four Corners Boxing Talk. He was actually going to come on the show today, but I don't know if he got tied up or not, but he actually reported this when the Mariaga fight was reported for Lomachenko, that this fight was actually looming for December. So Bob said it's closer than ever. That was his words. He wouldn't go into detail as far as how close, but, I mean, you go on BoxRec now, shows Vasyl versus Rigo is final for December 9th in New York. Man, let me get your thoughts on it, Bernard. If it is true, how you feeling, man?
Man, let me say this. I see it when I believe it. And I know I've been saying the reason why, because I trust what Chris be saying. I trust what you saying. But there's that one variable that tends to fuck shit up. That fuck the host up, and that is Bob Arum. We know how Bob Arum feels about Rigo. Lomachenko is going to be one of his potential top-ranked cash cows, just like Crawford is. And he's trying to build, just like Pacquiao was. Well, Pacquiao probably still is, just in other countries. But you see what he's doing with him. Arum is not a person that can be trusted. I lied yesterday, but I'm telling the truth today. Remember, he said that. So, this is one of the things by December 9th, I want I got to see a press conference. I don't want to say a tour, but a press conference, a face-off, contract officially signed. Hey, yo, this is what it is, and I believe it. And I probably would still say, hold on, just to make sure nothing happens before this fight. I probably want to make sure I'm watching both of these guys walk to the ring, knowing they're about to lay it all out on December 9th. With that being said, should this fight happen on December 9th, it is a great fight for boxing. 2 Olympic gold medalists fighting against each other in boxing. Huh?
2-time Olympic gold medalists, both of them.
Two-time Olympic gold medalists. I stand corrected. Going against each other. This right here, 2 southpaws. Man, this is going to be a chess match. At the end of the year, this is a matchup that everybody sees. and if I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong, so Rigo's moving up 2 weight classes to take on Lomachenko, right?
Yeah. Going up from 189. He's going up more than that. 122, 126. That's 3.
130, right?
Yeah. Where is he at? 118 right now or 120? Yeah, he's at 122. So yeah.
So yeah,
2 weight classes.
2 weight. Yeah. So
yeah.
man, no.
Okay.
Salute for salute to Rigo. Dare to be great. He's putting it on the line. This is two pound for pound fighters. There's gonna and what we've been saying. We've been in the room arguing with certain people. Those Lomachenko fanboys, you got the Rigo, those that support Rigo. Those ain't fanboys. Those are those that actually know the shit. They know they boxing shit. Shout out to Bo.
That nigga just to keep Cuban biased. Shout out that nigga.
No, but he's been an advocate for Rigo, but even has called out Rigo saying, "Hey, just fight somebody." So, but with this for this fight to happen on December 9th, this is a must see for anybody watching, not just for the casual fans that like Lomachenko or whatever, but even if you're a casual fan, you want to learn more about the sport and you want to see some boxing, because this is gonna be an ultimate chess match. This ain't gonna be no boring bout. It's gonna be one of the bouts that I'm personally gonna believe may be hard to judge at times, because based on who's gonna be hitting who, it's gonna be a lot of defensive. We know Rigo can move. We know Lomachenko can move. So with Rigo moving up and weight, how is that gonna play in effect, affecting his movement? And his, but he does have a high IQ and he's very defensively sound. And we know Lomachenko is defensive and offensively sound. Not saying Rigo isn't, because he's always got offense too. Rigo is a very, very, which is I don't think nobody noticed, very, his body work, how if anybody noticed how Rigo boxes, he puts that jab out there. Sometimes he just touches you with the jab, boom, hits you with that left straight to the body. His body work is very underrated. People don't even pay attention, but he can collect jaws, but that body work, how he breaks the fighter down, is going to play a major role in this fight, and I'd definitely like to see what happens come December 9th, if this fight happens.
I mean, I'll be ready. I'm just waiting for the first press conference, man. That's when it'll be real to me.
I agree.
That first press conference, I'll be like, man, 2017 is the year that did it all for boxing. I mean, finalized. Like, it won't be any question to it. I mean, it shouldn't be any question now, but you throw that on top of everything we've seen this year, and it just be like, man, the cement, it'll be the stamp.
Yes.
People been clamoring for Rigo to be in another big fight that, it's not his fault the fights have been avoiding them. People leaving the divisions to avoid them and shit like that. We find, he had to make this move up 2 divisions and to do it. So, I mean, much props to him. He's going after greatness. He's going after a big fight that he knows he needs, even at this stage of his career. Lomachenko knows he needs this man to solidify his burgeoning resume, which people still think have question marks based on the champions that had been put on there. So yeah, it's definitely good timing. My biggest concern is Rigo's lack of activity in his age. Like, is he, is he going to put on the weight to go to 130, or is he just going to come in at a comfortable weight? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I have some mixed factors already, but I actually think we will see some heavy exchanges in this fight. Lomachenko comes in the wheelhouse. So, I mean, Rigo, he's going to have to be more offensive. But I do expect to see that left firing at will You know what I'm saying? In this fight, and I expect Loma to do his thing. So you can't ask for anything more if you're a fan of boxing, a true historian of the sport, a lover of the sport. You can't be mad at this, no matter how it had to be put out there, being at 130 or whatnot. You can't be mad at this fight. Anything about it. Anything else you want to add to this on Menard?
I just want to piggyback real quick on what you said. That Rigo Love gonna be firing the wheel. I hope it's. I want to say, yeah. I would say, hey, I hope Rigo goes in this fight and he takes a risk. This is kind of one. Well, he's taking a risk already going against Lomachenko. But we know Rigo has been knocked down by Nonito Donaire, the Japanese guy.
Amagata.
Yeah. I don't want him to get knocked down in this fight. I believe if he gets knocked down, he can always come back and win that round. But he doesn't have to get in real close on this fight. All he got to do is do what he do is box. This is going to be a chess match, man. So,
I mean, it's one of those things where he can't let Loma overwhelm him with output, which is what we see Loma do now. And Rigo has a habit of connecting, just waiting for that one punch, that one counter. He can win. He's actually a guy that can win a fight or win a round without throwing punches, as we've seen him do against Moises Flores. He threw one goddamn punch that ultimately won that round. One counter punch was enough for him to win that round. Even before the controversy started.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how good he is defensively. But against Loma, who's going to be throwing, a good 50, 60 punches per round in the wheelhouse, Rigo, he's going to have to let them hands go.
But do you think Loma, we talking about Rigo here, and I'm saying this, Rigo just putting out that jab alone, I'm telling you, he's going to start off with that jab, just not even touching it. He's going to touch Loma with the jab, but I think he's really going to start off with going to the body. I never seen nobody go for Loma's body.
I mean, it's possible, but we'll see. I mean, he's, like I said, there's going to have to be a lot of output. He can't be his normal counter or just him tapping and catching shit with the gloves, because that's ultimately what his jab is. When you look at Rigo's jab, if it's not to the body, it's him touching, defensively, to catch the other person's glove, and usually he unloads his left over the top or something like that, So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of overhand lefts from him. I think he will be able to connect, but, it can't be one and done with him. Like, he's going to have to put punches together in this fight like no fight he's been in before, because that's just what Lomachenko brings to the table.
And shout out to whoever runs Rigo's Twitter and Instagram. That shit is hilarious. The stuff he be putting out there about Loma is funny.
Yeah. Very entertaining stuff. But yeah, we'll go ahead and go into our next topic, man. It's looking like Carl Frampton. He's made a split from longtime promoter Barry McGuigan and Cyclone Promotions, and it's looking like he's going to make a run for the Eddie Hearn show. That said, let me get your thoughts initially on this, man. Does this do anything? I guess it does do something. Well, what does this do for Frampton if he does sign with Barry or with Eddie Hearn?
Okay. This is kind of confusing to me, and I say this because I thought Frampton just left Eddie Hearn.
That again?
I thought Frampton left Eddie Hearn.
Nah, he was never with them.
So who was he with before that?
He
because
was with Cyclone. He's been with Mary McGuigan in Cyclone.
Okay, because I apologize, Antoine, because I really thought because there was and I can't find it because when I saw this, there was some things that were said, according to Carl Frampton, saying he had some very derogatory comments about Eddie Hearn. He's like, I'm just gonna stick with Al Heyman. I don't know how true those comments were, and I can't even find it. I believe it was in Eastwick, but it was kind of weird because it was like, it was some disrespectful comments to Eddie Hearn. He's like, I'm not signing with him, but now they're saying that you're saying he's gonna sign with Eddie Hearn. I don't know I don't know. The reason why I'm saying I don't know is because if you just allegedly put these comments out about Eddie Hearn, how you don't feel about him, why would you say you wasn't going to sign, why would you still sign with him? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just stick to what I believe was going to stay with Al Heyman, because Al Heyman is going to get him that third fight with Santa Cruz, a potential fight with Mares, the showdown with him and Lee Selby. Those 3 fights he was looking to make happen. So for him to jump to Eddie Hearn, I don't think it's a good fit. A good fit. Stick with Al Heyman, let him just advise you, and you just ink promotion deals for each fight that you fight when it's time to fight. I'm gonna look while you speak on it. You can look it up, man. Speak on it. I'm gonna look it up. Excuse me.
All right. It's actually a surprising move to me. I think they've done a good job with Frampton's career over there in Belfast. He's definitely got some bigger fights than he's even expected to get. So the change and jump ship now, I don't necessarily understand. Promotionally, at least. If anything, he may need another trainer. But I don't know about necessarily a promotional team. They've done a good job with them. And like you said, he's already under the Heyman banner, which puts him in the line for big shots already. So, I don't think this was a move that he needed to make. I'm not sure why it happened because even looking at his most recent debacle with him missing weight and the fight being canceled, like that shit wasn't on the promoter. Like he can't make weight for you, and he didn't have shit to do with the whole shower incident with old boy. So, the fact that you disappointed your fans in your backyard that were gonna pay to see you for the first time in a couple years since you've been fighting in the States, you're pointing the finger at the wrong person. So I'm wondering if any of this recent stuff has anything to do with it. I think what he's actually leaning towards doing is actually promoting himself as opposed to even joining the Eddie Hearn. But they say, if he wants that guaranteed, the Eddie Hearn money with the Sky Sports and all that shit, Eddie Hearn might be the most viable way to get it, because he has, pretty much a stronghold over Sky Sports. So it'd be interesting to see how it pans out. Like I said, this wasn't official. Most people expect him to go independent and start promoting himself, which I think, it's okay. But he's going to need a co-promoter at that, So
yeah,
that's where the Eddie Hearn thing comes in, and we'll see how it plays out. But it's looking like, it's just his recommendation just because of the Sky Sports money. All right, so
yeah, I'm reading the article right now. It's probably the deal went sour between him and his former promoter Barry. Right around that time, pretty much it's been like the 6 months of inactivity, which is understandable because you lost to Santa Cruz. a fight that you could have won if you would have stayed boxing, but you totally abandoned, decided to go brawl while Cruz boxed. In your comeback fight, it got canceled, not because of anything your promoter did. Your opponent somehow got his ass whooped in the shower by accident or whatever, so that canceled the fight. So it's probably just a lot of stuff. And then again, we don't know what else has been building up too. So, man, we can go on to the next topic. If I find anything on that Eddie Hearns, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I definitely don't think this is necessarily a good move from Frampton. It seems unnecessary, especially what you just put out there about the inactivity. Yeah, that seems so bogus considering he had his homecoming fight lined up, which was a title eliminator to fight Gary Russell. Don't even get me started on that shit. You come in overweight. I mean, yeah, I don't see where Eddie Hearn fits as that. That was you. I don't see where switching or going independent fits as any of that issue. The issues with this most recent promotion.
This is kind of weird though, Twine. I know we probably rather. I know we take it. It was in 2013. Frampton signed with Frank Warren. Among when Warren and Hearn was having that war. As I was going through, so I'm just looking at the article. Because it was Carl Frampton had signed for Frank Warren after leaving. I thought so. He did leave Eddie Hearn, so he was with Eddie Hearn once before. He left him with Frank Warren. I guess that contract expired, and he went with
Al Heyman.
And yeah. So there's a man, and that's probably what I saw when I saw that recent comments about Eddie Hearn.
I mean, a lot of the fighters over there don't like Eddie Hearn. I mean, you look at David Hay, he talks all kind of shit about him. Yeah, a lot of guys have negative stuff to say about him for whatever reason. And you see a lot of the guys from Matchroom have actually jumped ship to go with the Frank Warren in the IFL situation, even Chris Eubank Jr. Being one of them, Tyrone Nurse. A lot of the European champion and prospects over there have made that move for whatever reason. I don't know what it is about Eddie Hearn, but he just rubs some people wrong, and others are okay with it. So, I mean, there's no gray area with them. It's either black or white. You either love them or you hate them, and that seems to be the notion whenever it comes to them. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into our next topic. But we'll be looking forward to seeing what happens with Frampton because I don't know, even with this shit with him missing weight, if he's a featherweight, if he's going to super featherweight or what. So. Let's go ahead and go into our next topic, which is the average viewership for Crawford-Indongo, which is 965,000 viewers. We did the Lomachenko numbers a week or so ago, which I believe was in the 700,000s, if I'm not mistaken. I guess I'll have to go back and look that up. But either way you look at it, what do we make of these numbers? Remember, this is free television, essentially. So
basic cable.
These numbers should actually be, automatic mill for something of ESPN's magnitude should be thrown in there for something of this caliber. Let me go ahead and get your thoughts. I should ask you to do some little research just to see what the numbers on Frampton and Santa Cruz and Mares was just in comparison. But go ahead. I'll let you touch.
First and foremost, okay, was there anything on during the time of the Terence Crawford fight? Was there any event? Any football, any preseason games, any baseball,
probably.
any baseball. And the reason why I'm saying that we got to be logical here is you got a couple preseason games coming up, exhibition games in college, I believe, as well, and then you got baseball. That could have an effect on the numbers. Also, it may be a little far-fetched, but it may not. Two black fighters going against each other isn't really appeasing to some boxing fans. I would think a unification bout would be a million views, but I don't want to put too much on. And Indongo say it's his fault, but not that many people probably know who Julius Indongo was. It's like, okay, I know who's Terence Crawford. Oh, he probably going to beat this guy, get this guy out of here, which he did in 3 rounds. So there's a lot of variables that play in effect with this fight. But did we even make it up to 900 and 25? You said is I think it's decent. It's better than Lomachenko. That's real good. And Lomachenko had a cherry pick. Yeah, it took him. He should have got earlier.
I mean, this is something interesting. The Big Cool actually just put this out there, and I'm kind of upset with him because this nigga could put out videos, but can't bring his ass on the show tonight. But that's another story. He just put out a tweet that Terence Crawford put out about, his displeasure with the lack of promotion of this fight compared to Pacquiao and Lomachenko's fight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See another variable. And I wanted to answer your question. You asked me what was the viewership for the Mares fight?
Mares in Santa Cruz, yeah.
1.217 million viewers. It was the largest box.
That was their largest view program other than the Pacquiao shit smashed it recently.
It was, So, but before then, that was the largest boxing audience since Mark Johnson retained a flyweight world title by the first round knockout of Arthur Johnson. So it also, it
shows you what kind of numbers it should be at. What did it? I mean, I got to do some more research because 965 average isn't bad, but I got to see the peak on it too.
Yeah, it peaked. This one peaked at 1.614 million viewers.
Yeah, and I need to look at it and see what Crawford and Congo peaked at. But I mean, a 965 average. I mean, can we necessarily see that being bad considering the lack of promotion? I mean, I covered this fight and I was disappointed in the media coverage there. I mean, I was sitting front row, and 2 other reporters. I got this random chick from Front Proof Media and Fat Dan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how.
Nathan Hot Dog Eater.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot. I went against my own rule on that one. Nathan's Hot Dog Eater sitting right next to me. You know what I'm saying? There was a very big lack of promotion coverage. I mean, it was so bad, even the post-fight press conference. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I wanted to say I got your peak number.
Okay, go ahead.
It averaged at 961,000. It peaked at 1,036,000. Okay,
so that's not considering this lack of promotion. I mean, peaking at 1 million. I mean, I want to say that's a win because, like I said, it was a lack of promotion for the caliber and the magnitude of this fight. It should have been up there with the 1.2 millions, but I mean, I'm not sure. I guess the rest of the card didn't necessarily do anything for it. Like, they probably should have put Dillian White on the main card as opposed to the stream shit. Instead of
wow. Oh, wow. I can see Shakur. You think Dillian White would have pulled this and more viewers?
I mean, I won't say
fans,
it would have pulled it. It might have, yeah. I would say that would, and plus his fight was actually pretty exciting. Like, you know, it was a lot of oohs and ahs. Like, people were into his fight. You know, Stevenson, I mean, I won't say they're goobers, but it was kind of like, it wasn't a fight for the casuals. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't know how to break down what they were seeing with him in his fight. As opposed to Dylan White, you could hear every goddamn thing he throwing. Like, when I say you could hear body punches, I heard his shit from the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I heard his shit hitting dude in his ribs. You know, so that's how I was like, I didn't hear the same thing with Crawford. Like I said, well, Dylan White's a heavyweight at 260 pounds, so I expected Crawford to have that same kind of oomph. Of course, unrealistic.
I wanted to say this real quick. ESPN is a basic cable channel and is available in roughly 87 million homes in the U.S., approximately 55 million more than HBO, a premium cable channel. So to piggyback on what you said, you should have said it should have been a 1.2. If anything, he should have probably got 2 million views. I know that's kind of far-fetched, but he should have got a higher number than what he had. Even at viewership, even at the peak, he should have got something. So 1 point. This is a unification battle, even for fans. But let's say this too. Some of us was probably streaming the fight through Facebook, allegedly.
Man, I want to give a shout out. I want to give out a shout out to the fans of Nebraska, man. Definitely a live ass crowd. You know his home supports him. You definitely get the feel of that being there. Nebraska was lightweight lit, man. After the fight, that whole shit downtown was packed.
Chris Hart. Shout out to Chris Hardesty. That's his hometown right now.
Yeah, man, it was definitely lit out there. So they came to support him. Like I said, there was a lack of media coverage. I didn't see too many people there. I mean, even his weigh-in was pretty small. It was like the small Sheraton, So, I mean, it was pretty weird to me to see that. I don't think ESPN put in any kind of effort into promoting this shit. But maybe that might have been Top Rank's job, too. That might have been allotted in their budget and something they're supposed to be doing. Who knows? So something else we could keep our eye out on. With that said, I guess we'll go into our next topic. And for the next topic, we'll go with the Fuckery of the Boxing Award of the Week, man. What you got for us this week, Bernard?
Oh, man, I thought I was going to say that for the final blow because we don't have the final
Okay, all right, so we'll go ahead and cut that, man. We'll do it for the final blow, man. I guess we'll go into another one. We got our preview section of the week. We got 2 fights coming up this weekend that I think we should do some kind of preview for, or at least honorable mention. We got the title fight. Badou Jack making his debut at 175 against Nathan Cleverly for the regular WBA title. The winner has to basically face Dimitri Bivol or come to an agreement within, I believe, 20 to 30 days or some shit like that. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and preview this one. Go ahead, Bernard. I'll let you do your best 2K impersonation for this one and how you see it going, and let's get your prediction as well.
Well, I'm going to say this. Now let me stop playing. The breakdown of this fight is we know that Nathan Cleverly has a high output when it comes to punching. Badou Jack, very good going to the body. His body work is very underrated. He definitely loves to let that short right hand go at times when he's in there. But the only issue with Badou Jack is he tends to get stuck with that high guard and allow his opponent to tee off on him, even though it looks like he's not getting hit, a la the James Miguel fight, but to the judges, it makes it look like you're not doing anything, you're not countering, you're just letting your opponent tee off on you. So this is going to be an intriguing matchup. I definitely will definitely going to see how can, first and foremost, his chin hold up at 175. Number two, let's see how has he made any improvements on his style of fight? Is he going to involve a little more counterpunching against somebody such as Nathan Cleverly? He could box Nathan Cleverly. I got him winning by unanimous, split decision. I got him winning by split decision with this bout because I still have some reserve regarding his defensive stance of going into that high guard. But if he boxes Nathan Cleverly, goes to the body, do not let Nathan Cleverly tee off on him. He can't do that. He needs to let his hands go, but be smart about it. Get in, get out, set yourself up, land your combinations, move. Involve some counterpunching in it. To work the body. Break that body down in the beginning of the first half of the fight. Then work on taking Nathan Cleverly out from the head. And it should lead to a split or a unanimous decision. But like I said, I'm going with the split. And the only thing else I think Nathan Cleverly's part of it is put the pressure on. Let the hands go. When Badou Jack gets in that high guard, go for it. Let the hands go. That's for his game. The key to victory is to tee off on Jack when he gets in that high guard. Not just the head. Go for the body. Nathan Cleverly needs to go for the body. Nathan Cleverly does not have much movement. Not really good at his movement. But get in. Don't stand there as you let your combination go. Stand there with your hands down and looking for, even though he likes to engage and do that phone booth shit like he did with Fanfare, don't do that. Let your shit go. Get the fuck out of it. But I got Badou Jack split decision.
All right. I think I won't go with a split decision. I'm gonna go with a UD Badou Jack.
Okay.
I think you definitely hit a nail on the head your keys to victory. Essentially, Badou Jack can't get off to his usual traditional slow start.
I forgot to mention that.
That's pretty much when it comes down to him. He can't get off to his traditional slow start. He has I definitely want to piggyback on what you said as far as him letting his hands go. He needs to do it early. Make Nathan Cleverly feel him early. I don't think there's going to be an issue as far as him taking the power at 175. Cleverly's not a big puncher. So I think Badou Jack is okay in this one. So with that said, I definitely would like to see him go on the offensive onslaught. We're Cleverly down to lower his output early, going to the body. And, from that point, you should be able to take him out to the head. And, I mean, depending on nutrition, it's definitely a fight I think he could have even stopped Cleverly in, even though we've only seen Cleverly stopped by
Kovalev
and what, Fanfare as well, or no?
No, Fanfare, no. I was at that fight. That Fanfare fight, them motherfuckers were throwing bombs and letting their hands go, and they threw over 1,000 punches.
Cleverly ended up pretty much gassing, you know what I'm saying, at the end of it. Fanfare ended up
gas and bloody, because I totally forgot that. I didn't even realize when I was looking at the video this week that he had his nose busted by Fanfare. Cause
Fanfare was too fast, man. That output, man.
They both had output.
Those guys are throwing 1,000+ punches in that fight. So
they made I think they made a record for that too, if I'm correct, for the light heavyweight division for the most punches thrown in the fight. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm definitely. I mean, I could see a majority decision UD. I could even see a knockout, but a lot of it depends on the dude's output and attrition. Like I said, his attrition.
Do you have any reserve about his chin? Do you have anything concerns about his chin?
Badou Jack? Not in this fight, no. Against other fighters at 175, yeah, but not against Cleverly. I also think Badou Jack has cleaned up very well defensively since his knockout loss to Derek Edwards, I believe.
Yes.
Like he's actually one of the more technically sound defensive fighters. You know, we've seen him get put down against James DeGale, but other than that, DeGale
came back in.
Yeah, DeGale didn't do too much of touching him outside of the first, 4 or 5 rounds, and then of course Badou Jack turned it up and had his ass running around the ring. So I definitely don't have any reservations in this fight as far as his chin. Now, when he has to face a Bivol or a Kovacic or one of those guys, I definitely will have, especially a Bitter Beef, those kind of guys like that, Adonis, guys that have some heavy pop. I would definitely worry about him getting hit, but he has that high guard. He doesn't get hit a lot flush, like he did in that Derek Edwards fight. He takes a lot of stuff off the arms and off his high guard. So
what's the next please?
We just have to pay attention to it over time, but in this one, definitely no issue with Cleverly. That guy can't bust grapes. So.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go into our next breakdown, our preview, which will be Miguel Cotto taking on Yoshihiro Kamegai. Man, of course, this fight's been swept under the radar for many reasons. One, just because we don't know what the fuck this fight really is outside of the other spectacle going on, but we will give it its just due and respect that it deserves in comparison to the other circus spectacle going on this weekend that we're not going to name. That said, I'll pass it on to B. What do you expect from this fight? And prediction.
Oh, man, you ain't going to believe my prediction. I know y'all is not going to believe my prediction, guys. Oh, man. I'm going with Yoshihiro Kamegai, UD against Miguel Cotto. That's going to be my upset pick for that night.
And, I mean, I know you like to do your hashtag, no analysis needed, but you the only one on the show tonight, so you can't do that one.
No, this would probably be hashtag Fuckery pick of the week. That would be the new hashtag. I'm not even shouting it out. It's for the WBO belt. The WBO 154-pound belt, which I'm trying to figure out how to, again, it's the WBO, so, hey, Cotto is going for another championship, and I don't see why it makes sense. With everything Cotto has done, the only his last opponent was Canelo, but his few opponents before that he was fighting weak opposition. I'll put it like this: you think this may be a cherry pick? Because some people would think it's a cherry pick. That Kamegai is a cherry pick, but we know Kamegai comes to fight, and he comes to throw them bombs and put that pressure on you, and, as he did when he went against Robert the Ghost Guerrero, as well as who was it Soto Carras?
Soto Carras, yeah.
Yeah, they went to a draw, but then I think the next fight he knocked him out, right?
Yeah.
So at this age, Cotto's age, and Cotto's looking to retire, can he nullify that onslaught? He's going to come in there with ring rust. We're talking somebody that I think you got to look at this. Kamegai hasn't fought for a championship. Now he gets the opportunity, and he's doing it against a veteran, a well-known vet that's going to go down in the Hall of Fame when he retires. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Look for Kamegai to probably shock the world. I'm not saying it's going to be a knockout, but it's going to be a convincing victory for Miguel Cotto to get the win. I mean, for Kamegai to get the win. And that's just my opinion on it. I mean, I know people are saying, oh, you being... But no, it's the fuckery pick of the week, but I can see Kamegai shocking the world come the 26th. That's the fight I will be watching.
I think we got Darnell Boone on the call. Let me see if he could get him on. Hey, Diesel, is that you?
Yo.
What's going on, man? What's going on, Diesel?
What's going on with it, man?
Man, glad you could come on, man. We got Darnell Diesel Boone on the show. Glad he could come on. We're going to let him talk about his fight over this past week, and he's actually coming off a knockout victory himself on Saturday. We'll let him speak on that, man. How you doing, first off, man? How you doing, man?
Oh, man, everything is all Jesus, man. Just cooling, man, relaxing.
All right. You just getting back in the country? I know you fought in Mexico over the weekend, right?
Right.
Okay, so tell us about that, man. Okay. So tell us about that, man. How'd it go? I know I know you have won by knockout. How'd everything go? Early victory, or how many rounds did it go?
Well, it went one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The guy he actually I don't really know too much about him. All I know is he was like 14-5, 15-5, something like that. And
okay.
I actually took like a 20-pound difference. He was like a full-fledged heavyweight.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I saw the video.
Yeah, I weighed in like 180. You know what I'm saying? So I went on ahead and took it because I knew he wasn't gonna be faster than me. So, you know what I'm saying? Plus I need that record. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a good fight though, man. But it looked like I was too strong for him. The first jab that actually landed, the look on his face was like, man, forget this, give me my check. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my corner just told me, go ahead, he ain't trying to fight, let's go home early.
All right. You were on the card with both of the Jackson brothers too, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken, Julius and John Jackson Jr.
Yeah, they were supposed to fight, but they didn't fight. They I think Julius hurt his arm in camp getting ready. So I guess since Julius didn't fight, John didn't fight.
Okay. All right. So how'd you enjoy your time down in Mexico, man? Always a good trip for me.
It was pretty good, man. It wasn't really awkward because they spoke fluent English. So, you know what I'm saying? Then the guys that I was with, you know what I mean, they was known over there. So I was basically around everybody that they knew. So which made it kind of comfortable. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, feeling out of place. They actually like laid it out for me. You know what I'm saying? Everything was cool. Instead of being cooped up in a hotel, I was actually at a house with one of their partners' houses. So, you know what I'm saying, everything was comfortable.
Okay. Did you get a chance to, I know you were fighting at the same time this fight was going on, but did you get a chance to catch like a replay of the Terence Crawford Crawford-Indongo fight from the past weekend?
Nah, I didn't get to see none of the fights, man.
Okay, yeah, I know you were fighting at the same time, had a fight going on at the same time, man. I just want to get your take on it. As far as what do you think it means to have an undisputed champion in the sport of boxing? Because it's a rarity, and it kind of seems like it's something that's being even downplayed in the event of Terence Crawford being the first one to do it in over a decade.
Well, I personally think it's a good thing. You know what I mean? He actually taking it back to where, you know what I'm saying, when there's one champ, and one champ got all the belts, so everybody got a gun for him. So now you got to fight the best to be the best. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel about that.
All right, well, but what do you think about as far as it being downplayed media-wise, and just it seems like it's not getting the emphasis the credit that it really needs to, that it really deserves. Like, this is a really big thing right here, and it, seems like it's going under wraps.
It was the color of his skin. You know what I mean? They never really like praise the black fighters, as they do for everybody else. So that's the deal that he dealing with that. You know what I mean? But I'm glad he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He proved everybody wrong. He worked hard to get to where he at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pulling for him in more fights.
And he actually did say something about that in a tweet earlier that, he felt like Vasyl Lomachenko and Manny Pacquiao got more promotion from ESPN for their fights compared to his, so he did voice some.
Yeah, Top Rank, they do that anyway. You know what I mean? They never showcase their black fighters. Even true. Like the only reason why like Timothy Bradley, you know what I'm saying, got the recognition he got because he fought the Pacquiaos. You know what I'm saying, twice. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, or the Provodnikovs and beat them. You know what I'm saying? Or he didn't beat Pac, I didn't think, but that's why, because he fought those type of names. You know what I mean? Because my homeboy was with Top Rank. And he was sitting for a minute. He was like 26-0, 27-0. And he ended up getting out of the contract with them because of the same thing. You know what I mean? They weren't moving.
Yeah, that seems to be a big thing with Top Rank. Like, they could get you to a certain level, but, I mean, we've seen with Mikey Garcia, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, even Oscar De La Hoya, once they get to that certain superstardom, like you just got to break wide from Top Rank. And, I mean, hopefully, Terence Crawford is seeing the history that looms there. But, with that said, what's going on next with you, Diesel? I know you got anything else lined up as far as another fight coming up, or what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, I may be fighting again September 9th in Mexico again. So
okay, same promoter as well.
Yeah, same promoter. So
okay, cool. That's cool. They keeping you active, man. Keeping that quick turnaround.
Yeah, man. It's like perfect thing because I never had that. Like, all my losses came off of inactivity. You know what I mean? And then I take a fight and, all that shenanigans be going on. But now I can stay consistent and stay in the mix. You know what I mean?
All right. And what can we expect you to be fighting at 175, or do most of your fighting at 175 right now, or are you going to take a look at moving up since you fought this bigger guy down in Mexico?
No, I'm actually going back down. I'm going back to 68.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Depending on who all down there, you know what I'm saying. But if I get one of these belts, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna stay at 75 because that's where the money at. Plus, I could beat most of them that's there. You know what I'm saying. I only know a couple guys that I probably have a problem with, but that's just because they're naturally bigger at 175. But you know what I'm saying. I ain't really tripping about it.
All right, we definitely want to thank you for stopping in and giving us a holler, Diesel, man. You definitely been one of our biggest supporters, and it's nice being able to stay on top of what's going on with your career, man. And you definitely one of the better guys in boxing, always open, you know what I'm saying, to chopping it up with the fans and just lovers of the sport, man. So definitely want to give you your props and say thanks for you know what I'm saying, coming on the show.
Oh, no doubt, man. Y'all family, man. I gotta come show support. Y'all support me, so you know what I'm saying. It's only right to show the love back. You feel me?
Hey, I want to say something real quick to Darnell. Thanks for the comment under the video I made of the Detective B video, man. I appreciate the love, man, for that on that comment, man.
Oh, for sure, man.
So.
All right, we definitely we'll probably have Diesel coming back on, especially if we get an announcement about his next fight. If he's really going to do that on September 9th, we'll be dropping down the stream links and all that for y'all. His fights have actually been streamed live on Facebook, which I think is one of the coolest things going right now, man. It's so hard to get access to some of these fights for a lot of people. especially in Mexico and, the overseas countries. So to be able to have a live Facebook stream for yours is definitely a good look, man.
Oh, no doubt, bro. As soon as I find out all the details, I'll let y'all know. So, you know what I'm saying, y'all can follow me.
All right,
For sure.
Say it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I think we were on Badou Jack and Nathan Cleverly.
No, Cotto and
okay, Cotto and Kamegai. Yeah, you gave your upset of the week, and I'm actually not shocked by that one, man. One thing I can say is Kamegai comes to fight. He's gonna apply pressure.
okay.
So I'm definitely not. I don't see it as a shock, especially with the timing. Cotto being inactive. I mean, it's definitely a possibility that Kamegai could overwhelm him with volume, and Cotto hasn't been in the ring in a while.
Age is gonna show the age.
Yeah. Is this one of those? It's a definitely fight I could see that can happen. So your prediction is definitely not a shocker, but I don't know. I think experience should be able to prevail enough in this one. Cotto does have enough power at 154 to keep Kamegai honest, So if he does get a little overzealous in there and rush in, I think Cotto has enough to get him, keep him at bay, or to make him think twice about resorting or whatever. The same thing that Soto Karass didn't necessarily have, in his tool set when they fought. So, I mean, I'm going to go, it's probably a popular selection, but I'm going to go with Cotto. I don't want to say UD. I'm a little upset about the damn belt thing myself.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing this is the belt that Canelo relinquished after fighting Liam Smith, but Liam Smith and Liam Walsh supposedly fought for the motherfucker, and there wasn't a winner. I don't know, man. It's too much shit.
I thought Liam Walsh. Oh no, that was a. I'm gonna look that one up. I thought Liam Walsh won that fight.
Nah, it went to they're actually having some kind of well, there was a winner. I think Liam Smith won, but they're doing like a redo of the fight because of how it ended. So they ordered a rematch. But, I mean, I'm thinking it's for the same damn title. Like, that was the 154 WBO title, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what
Liam Smith won that fight. He beat Liam Williams. It was for the interim WBO super welterweight title. They are scheduled to fight October 28, 2017. That's what it says.
So, and this is the same belt that Cotto and Kamegai are fighting for, the WBO 154 pound belt.
Well, yeah.
Whole lot of fuckery involved. A whole lot of fuckery.
Hey, it's the WBO.
Yeah.
It's the WBO.
I mean, but it's like we should give an example of all these damn organizations with bullshit. It's just ridiculous, man. With that said, I guess we can go on into our U.O.E.N.O segment of the night. It's actually a pretty good one. Another cat that's been on the show before. On this day in 1998 in Atlantic City, Ivan Robinson defeated the Hall of Famer Arturo Gatti. I believe they had a trilogy of matches, if I'm not mistaken. No, it might have been just two. But, yeah, shout out to Ivan Robinson. He was a guest on the show as well. Also a friend of Bo's. So shout out to him. He actually won 2 fights against the Hall of Famer. Accomplished a lot more beyond that. So is actually a member of, I believe, the 92 Olympic team with Oscar De La Hoya. So, very accomplished guy. Of course, Arturo Gatti, Hall of Famer, rest in peace. We can go into our last topic of the night, which is Bernard handling the final blow, man.
Which is going to be the Fuckery of the Boxing Award. Before we go, I want to piggyback on something you said. We should get Ivan Robinson back on the show. That's the first thing. And to address the Liam Smith and Liam Williams, it was Liam Smith won because Liam Williams' corner threw the towel in because of a severe cut over Liam Williams' eye that they believe was. And the thing about it was the controversy was Liam Williams was winning by a point on the card, and I believe it was in the 8th round.
Yeah.
So that's where the controversy comes in. Like, why did you throw the towel in? It wasn't needed, but they saying that it could. Was it a fist? Was it a headbutt? That was all the issue. But I digress on that part. Just about to say, I want to make sure the movement stays undefeated. So we look for our facts and we correct our own selves. But we make sure we know what we're talking about. Now, the Fuckery of Boxing Award goes to two people or a network and a person. Well, it's pretty much going to the media, as always. That's why I try to direct the award to, not the boxers, not the fighters, unless they really do something that makes them earn it. So, first and foremost, the Fuckery Award goes to ESPN, the first award of the week. Go to ESPN for. If anybody noticed, when they posted Teddy Atlas pound-for-pound picks, they had Lomachenko number 1, Terence Crawford, number 2, Andre Ward number 3. I believe Gennady Golovkin was number 4. And number 5, from Cuba, Earl Spence. I'm trying to figure out when. Oh, no, excuse me. Let me correct myself. I got the picture right here. It was Vasyl Lomachenko 1, Andre Ward number 2, Crawford number 3, Keith Thurman number 4, Earl Spence number 5. The first 4 fighters got the correct flags, but apparently Earl Spence had the Cuban flag right next to his name. I mean, I think if everybody else was on this panel tonight, I think they will agree that it's probably the only thing Cuban about Earl Spence is him being avoided by these other welterweights in the division. That's the only thing Cuban he got going. He got that Rigo syndrome. When his name is mentioned among the welterweights, Danny Garcia don't want none. Sean Porter ain't calling him out. Pacquiao ain't calling him out. Horn ain't calling him out. I know damn well Keith Thurman ain't calling out. You see how Keith Thurman, and I got Keith Thurman winning that fight. I don't know why Keith Thurman won't address that, but hey.
He does it from a remote location every time he does. He doesn't do it like he necessarily wants it.
Yeah, he did all that. Now he got the dust and he relaxed. But I digress on that part. What else is so? This got my theory. Now I didn't catch the picture. I wish I would have screenshot the picture of Rigo. Rigo said, "Hey, I got word that my name was supposed to be the one where Earl Spence is in that Cuban flag." It makes clear sense because Rigo, we know Earl Spence is not from Cuba. He's an American fighter. He fought for America in the U.S. Olympics. If you really want to know, Earl Spence has also got Jamaican in his family, by the way, but I digress on that part. But so apparently that lets me know ESPN was really supposed to put Rigo's name under the 5th spot. For whatever reason, they didn't want to put his name with this to get through Earl Spence, but they did not correct that Cuban flag. So therefore, for that fuckery and not cleaning up your own mistake on a live broadcast, you get the fucking award for this week. Now, I gave y'all the appetizer. Here's the meat and the potatoes. This motherfucker should have got the award a couple of weeks ago. Teddy Atlas, a.k.a. the former coach of Timothy Bradley. Man, he really, the simple fact he is shitting by on Terence Crawford and Andre Ward, saying they number 2 and number 3. And Lomachenko is number 1 pound for pound. Teddy Atlas, man, you full of shit. You full of shit. You full of shit. No, you. For some reason, to me, for some reason, you can never give credit where credit is due. It happened with Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd beat Pacquiao, and he was saying, he's a TBE. You had to sit there and say, you know what, order to be TBE, Floyd, you got to fight Triple G. Like, come on, man. The man, everybody y'all put, Floyd went against, he fought him, he knocked him down, he beat him. He earned the right to become TBE. With that being said, Andre Ward fought the boogeyman in the light heavyweight division when nobody else was, well, I ain't gonna say nobody else was trying to fight him, when the other champion wasn't trying to fight him for whatever reason. It didn't formulate that fight to happen. He moved up a division. In fact, he was forced by HBO to move up a division. That's why he had to sign that 3-fight deal contract with HBO. Virgil Hunter said he was forced. Other than that, he would have been at 168, still fighting, until he was time for him. He had to move up. And he fought the top guy. He beat him the first time. Some people, it could have gone either way by a point. But then the second fight, he convincingly made Kovalev quit. Kovalev was out of there mentally. There was no point. Wow. So that's a little, and let's not forget, Andre Ward also has 4 pound-for-pound fighters on his resume that he has beaten. He should be number 1. That's just my opinion. And again, the pound-for-pound list is subjective. Number 2 should be Terence Crawford. He's done something, as I said earlier, shout out to 2K for this, that O'Neal Bell did in 2006. Crawford unified the junior welterweight division. All the belts, the ring, the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, the WBO, all 5 belts. He unified all the belts in that division this past Saturday night. Give credit where credit is due. If he was a champion at 135. Was he a champ? Did he fight at 130 Twine?
No, 135.
130. He fought at 130. He was a champion at 135. So this man is technically a 2-time division champion, a unified division champion, and the third division he's in, the junior welterweight. Gives the man the credit he deserves. Lomachenko is not even in my top 5. I try to reserve my top 5 for undefeated fighters. But if your resume is more solidified than a person who fought for a vacant belt against Gary Russell Jr., then fought 3 guys who clearly wasn't ranked in the top 10, then he fought for another belt against Rocky Martinez. So my thing is this. Lomachenko, I mean, I'm giving him credit due. Yeah, he's done it, but he's only fought for the WBL belt. WBL belt only per what top rank sets up with the WBL. He's only fought for the WBL belt. He was supposed to fight Sosa for the unification bout, but once Sosa relinquished his belt, the WBA decided to consolidate that belt with Jermell Charlo. That was supposed to be a unification bout with that too as well. But that fight fell through. So my point is this. Give credit where credit is due with Teddy Ellis. Also, I do have another problem as well. Your biased commentating. Oh, my gosh, it's fucking horrible. Come on, man. Pacquiao, I thought Pacquiao. Oh, Pacquiao. And I hate to say it, the voice of reason in that Pacquiao Horn fight was Timothy Bradley. The voice of reason in the Lomachenko fight was the company man, Timothy Bradley. I don't think Timothy Bradley was on the broadcast team in this fight.
I think that might have something to do. He's not going to be back on the shit.
Right.
That's
You constantly keep your biased commentators going. We saw that shit with Jim Lampley and HBO, which made us turn it off when we muted if we were watching the broadcast from home. Or what we usually do, like, you know what? It's on HBO. You know what? I ain't giving them that viewership. I'm going to go allegedly stream it and watch it on Sky Sports or Fox Nation, whatever we're going to watch it on. We're going to watch it on one of those channels where the UK is very unbiased in the assessment of the fighters.
Yeah.
Teddy Atlas, stop it, man. Stop. In the words of our boy Felonious Monk, stop it, B. Stop it. You got to end that unbiased. That biased commentator is going to turn me off as well as other boxing purist fans. The casuals don't know what they're looking at. So you're giving the casual fans some kind of ammunition, think they know what they're talking about when they come in these rooms and they end up getting murdered. But us boxing purists, we ain't going to listen to you. Well, some of us are watching and we'll probably watch it, we'll just tune you out or just mute it. But some of us are going to even go to the point like, you know what, I'm not watching. I'm going to Sky Sports and watching this fight. I'm watching unbiased commentating. So with that being said, you get the Fuckery Award of the week. ESPN gets the Fuckery Award of the week. So, you, the commentator, ESPN commentator, and your boss, your company that you're working on also get the award for the week.
Yeah, and for the lack of promotion of the first undisputed fight in over 10 years, man.
Shit, I didn't think about that.
Add that on to it.
Ray should get the award, too, for that shit, too, because they play a role, too. They'll make sure they push that Lomachenko shit.
I mean, I did an interview with Andre Ward over the weekend from that fight, Crawford fight, and, you know, he went in on about who's number one pound for pound. It's posted on our YouTube page, Hoop Jabs YouTube channel, if you want to get a glimpse of it. He pretty much goes in, he didn't ridicule Teddy Atlas's criteria, but, you know, he goes into what Teddy includes in his criteria, and it makes you feel like, okay, yeah, you're full of shit. Like, what does amateur pedigree have to do with professionals? I understand he's done this, but you guys are, like, you can't factor that into him being a number one pound for pound guy, because if that was the case, Rigo should be the number one pound for pound guy. You know,
true.
You know, same fucking amateur pedigree, two gold medals, you know. So I don't necessarily get it. So that's the probably leaning towards what Darnell was talking about when he said, you know, they're gonna root for the other man. But
hey, you don't have the color, you know. They don't have the. Hey, let me say this: Andre Ward is half white and half black, but his features look like we can look black. Crawford dark skin, so they're like, oh no, not this. We're not gonna push it. They push it for the white hope. That white is white height. So I'm telling you right now, December 9th, if the fight goes down, that's gonna be another black and white fight as well. It's gonna call for what it is. It may be, even though it's boxing, it's gonna be casual fans versus the boxing purists. It's also gonna be black and white because Cuban is pretty. Rigo is dark-skinned individual. He's a dark-skinned Cuban, and Vasyl Lomachenko is white, Eastern European. So.
Yeah, and they definitely don't make them darker than that motherfucking Cuban ass bow. So,
the Cuban turd.
But yeah, with that said, man, we gonna get ready to wrap it up. We definitely want to give a shout out to our panelists that couldn't be on this week. 2K, another prodigy of boxing talk, and egg white sandwiches. Bo from the Truth and Facts About Boxing. Big Cool, a.k.a. Rocky Slop. Yes, it's football season, college football season, so that's definitely, you're going to be called out your name a whole lot over the next 3 months or so. Shout out to him and Colossal Boxing Talk. We look forward to seeing your brothers next week on the show, man.
I want to say this before we go.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. I'll let you do your social media handles as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well. But before I even start on that, I want to wish a happy born day to Chris Henderson. Today's his birthday. So happy born day to you, Chris. As always, we thank you for your contribution on the show. I know you couldn't be on the show tonight. You probably tossed a couple of Jack Daniels back with the old lady, man. Enjoy yourself. Have fun, man. Enjoy your born day, man. Wish you many more. May God bless you. Continue to bless you with good health, prosperity, and peace, man.
Definitely, man. And just shout out to everybody that supports. Like you threw out Chris out there, Four Corners of Boxing Talk, Cardio Grill Boxing, Pound for Pound Boxing, We Live, Eat, Sleep Boxing, Eastwick Boxing, and Willie the Kid. Our page.
Willie the Kid is laying them down out there. He's laying them cashes out there. The MMA fans is coming out. Hey,
shit, our boys, Malachi over at Danger Zone Boxing Talk.
Shout out to Malachi.
Just shout out to everybody, man. Like I said, there ain't no competition amongst us, really. We just do this shit because we got a love for it. And, we come together and make this thing called a movement to shut down mainstream bias and, the stuff that doesn't necessarily get reported the way it should be. So, man, until next week, hopefully we have a full panel on, but this one actually turned out well for just us two.
Hey, and let me say this. You can follow the movement on Instagram, the movement BP, DAMUVMENT and also follow the movement on our Facebook page. We got a Facebook group page. You can join where we talk boxing. We're in there. The movement boxing page, boxing group, I believe, and the movement boxing on Twitter. Capital D, A, capital MUVMENT, capital B, and OXING.
Also got the YouTube page, and I'll probably be putting up the rest of the Andre Ward interview. So if you guys want to check that out over the next couple of days, pretty interesting stuff he put out there about his own situation that I want to put out. So
okay, follow Twine on Hoop Jab as well as Rocky Mountain Boxing. Follow Big Cool, aka Big Smoke, on Colossal Boxing Talk on YouTube as well as on Facebook. You can follow my partner in crime, Cuban Casual, Bo on Truth_FactBox1 on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow him on Truth and Facts About Boxing on YouTube. You can also catch him in Ring IQ. Constantly posting up videos going at the casuals in that group.
Yeah, motherfucking tone of knowledge and all kind of shit.
Right, you can find him on Fire Guard Your Grill Boxing, Hands of Fire, Ring IQ podcast as well this week. And last but not least, you can find 2K, the Prodigy of Boxing, on YouTube, as well as possibly at your local grocery store in the dairy section where the eggs are at. You're not gonna see. You will see a lot of white eggs there. And you notice there's all the brown eggs are gone. That's him. But I'm pretty sure the reason why he's not on the show today or tonight is because he ran out of eggs and started having the shakes. He's in his bedroom under the sheets. I'm cold, shaking. He's having withdrawals right now.
Yeah. For y'all that don't know, TK is one egg shake withdrawal away from catching an assault charge on somebody. So, yeah, he's a very volatile person when he doesn't have his egg whites.
Hell no, man. Shit. You see what happens to me? He comes at me a lot. Shoot. Before the show, hey, you gonna be on the show tonight. If I gotta do the show, you gonna be on the show tonight, nigga. Shit, you used to be the old show, nigga. You used to be on the show. Get the fuck out of here. I gotta get at 5 o'clock in the morning to meet my client at 7 o'clock, and I gotta do it Monday through Friday. And I gotta get off work. I gotta go work out. And I got some raise to let her go. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Stay your ass on the phone too, nigga. Don't mute your phone. I want to hear you breathing, nigga.
All right, y'all. We finna get up out of here, man. But until next week, definitely tune in to us. We generally do our show every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's travel time for a lot of us. So, yeah, we've been off the last couple weeks as far as on days, but generally Sundays is when you can catch us. And like B was saying, you can catch us on our YouTube channel for the replays of all our shows. And, we all got our own separate stuff we all do on YouTube as well. So, we come together and make this thing called a movement. We'll catch y'all next week. Till then, peace.